Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all well today. As I promised, I'm going to show you how I navigated the Chinese visa website. There's quite a bit of a mission, but once you get the hang of it, then it actually becomes really simple. I just got off a call now with a friend of mine that teams in with me, and I helped her finish off the last bit of the um, application form so that she could do the submission. So I'm going to show you how we go about this. And what you need to remember is you're going to have to pre-save things like your flights. You need to have your flight confirmations saved in a folder. What I did was I created a folder and then I have my flight confirmation saved in the folder. Then you need to have all your accommodation within the China space. So remember, I'm going to Shanghai and a couple of places in Shanghai, and then I'm going to Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong currently is not part of China, so I do not need a visa as a South African for Hong Kong. So just be mindful of that. So, you're going to have your accommodation in the cities in China that you are going to be residing, paid for preferably. But if not paid for, it's fine. It's going to say that it's booked. It's going to say booking confirmed. It's going to say customer to make payment upon check-in. Okay, so get those ready so that you have everything at hand, and when you're on the website, that it's easy for you to upload and to navigate through everything, so that it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm looking for this and I'm looking for that. Okay, so as I mentioned, it is going to be your flights that are booked and paid for, must be very important. Then it's going to be your accommodation that you'll be staying in the cities of China. And then it is also going to be your passport photo. So if you open your passport book, you've got the information section. Okay, you need that plus the top section of the book. So take a picture. You could open it, flatten it. You could take a PDF. Color copy is also fine. Certain parts of the site requires you to upload a JPEG, and then in other parts of the site you can actually upload a PDF. So just make sure that you have both versions of a passport copy, and then a photo, passport photo. Now, here's the trick. I took multiple photos. Um, you know, back on against a white wall, against a white door, against a white projector screen. Delolo, nothing worked. Okay. Then eventually you try and upload this picture, and then it's just going to be like, sorry, your photo doesn't meet the spec because it has to be on a white. And when they say white, they mean like go and take a passport photo at a photo shop or a photo place that does passport photos that has that white umbrella, that flash umbrella, that has the white flash umbrella on a white background, and it's going to like lighten you up and it's going to make that background white. That's the photo they're looking for, unfortunately. Cell phones, no go. Against a white painted wall, no go. And I mean, it's weird because with the Middle Eastern visas, we always were just able to take a picture against even a cream wall. Boom, Bob's your uncle, it's in, visa's fine. But they're very sticky. So that's just a tip for you. So I'm going to navigate you through the website, how it's going to look like, and what you're going to add on, and where you're going to put stuff in. I'm going to black out, obviously, my personal details because I don't want someone else to go and apply for a visa on my details. But I'm going to send you, you'll see that in the video as well. And then I'm going to try and navigate you through it as best that I can. Click here, do this, go there. If anything is amiss, just let me know. But I can say successfully that we have already received, within the space of 48 hours, we've received our documentation now, taking us to step 2, which is going to Cape Town or Johannesburg and submitting the physical documentation. And I'll also give you a list of what the physical documentation is that you're going to need. All right, so let's do this. Let's apply for visas for China. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to navigate to your internet browser. So based on the computer you use, you'll go to Safari, you'll go to Chrome, whichever. And then you're going to go and type in the search bar China visa or visa for China or however you want to. So you'll see I've already been looking for it and searching for it. So it's now taking me to visaforchina.org. Okay, that's the site. So just going to give it a bit of time. Okay, it's actually taking a bit longer than it should. All right, so now that the site is open, the first thing you need to do is the site looks like this, all right? So it's China Visa Application Service Center, all right? You'll see here you can select other centers. So if you click on this, it will take you to buy a visa for China CN, and it will say, okay, so I'm obviously showing you guys this, so continue. Here, you're going to select your country. So I will say South Africa. What's going on? Oh, there we go. South Africa, and then here I'm going to choose my center. So you'll see there's Cape Town, there's Durban, there's Johannesburg. You got options, okay? You're obviously going to choose what's best for you because this is where you're going to go and hand in your physical documentation. All right, so let's go with Cape Town, and it's going to say take me to the website. So what you need to know is each website for each different center is different. You need to apply on the right website. They all look the same. So it's very important that this space here that you check. When I started originally, mine would say stuff like applying for a visa in Manila. What? No, I'm not in the Philippines. So be careful to not apply in the wrong state. Okay, so this is the home page. You can read through this. It gives you some details with regards to news, public holidays, and all of that, and when the service centers would be closed. They're obviously closed based on holidays for China. And obviously some of our holidays also. Then here's like categories, visa, fees, sample application forms, how to apply for visa, and then things to do in China. Okay, so you can scroll there, but that's not what you want to know. So now you want to apply for a visa, so you're going to say application form, okay? And you're going to click on application form. Now I'm going to do the sample application form version for you because I've already applied for a visa and I don't think that it's going to open for me. Please slide to complete the verification access. Okay. Here we go. So now this is a sample visa form. So this is what the form looks like when you receive it back from them once you've added all your details, okay? So you see, you're going to get a form that looks like this, and you would have uploaded a picture, you would have put in your details, family name, given name, and so forth. So there's quite a bit of detail that you would need to fill out, and this is what the form looks like once you get it back, once you receive it back, okay? But you're going to need to put in things like your nationality, your ID number. You're going to need to put in what kind of visa you're applying for, what kind of passport you have. So generally for a vacation, it's just going to be a normal leisure visa. It's an L visa. And your passport for South Africa is most likely just an ordinary passport, which would be this one here, not a diplomatic, not an official, not a service, unless, of course, it is. Then you're going to select that. You're going to fill out where everything was issued and your passport number you're going to fill in over there. Then, like I said, type of visa here, you're going to do independent tourist, which is an L, or a group member. So when you click group member, they're going to ask you for the agency in China that you booked with. So be careful. If you're not booking through an agency in China, then just go with independent tourist, and that is what you need to select, okay? Then here, commercial trade activities, you can leave that out because you're not involved in any of that, and academic exchanges, you're not involved in any like that. So there are a lot of questions. There are boxes where you can tick not applicable if it doesn't apply to you, okay? So you're going to fill out everything here. Don't need to run through all of that. You can read it, and then it's going to ask you what kind of visa. So you've got the option of normal, or you've got the option of express. Now, express, you're going to pay a little bit more, but you'll get it within 2 to 3 days. So if you are planning on traveling to a location, like for example, I don't live in Johannesburg, Durban, or Cape Town, so I have to travel to one of those places. If I decide I want to wait there, then I can say, okay, I'm going to take a week off. I want my thing within 3 days. If you don't, you get your visa within 7 business days is an average, all right? So this is a sample of the form. Like I said, one of the most important things you need to remember is the information about your intended trip, this area here. This is your itinerary. This is very important. Your date of arrival that you're coming in, you see it's got red, it's required. You don't have to put in your flight details or your train details. City of arrival. So for example, if I'm arriving on the 27th of July, that's the date that as in my plane lands on the runway and I need to go through immigration. That is the date. If you fly out of your destination on the 26th, You can't say you're arriving on the 26th because you're not arriving on the 26th. Be mindful of that. Then your city of arrival. If you're going to Beijing or Hong Kong or Shanghai, that is the city you're landing in, where your feet is first going to touch the ground in China. That's the city that goes in there, okay? Then here, second part, you'll see it's duplicated. This is where you're going to stay. So where's your accommodation book? Now you can pull out your accommodation and you can say, okay, city, I'm living in Beijing and I will be in Beijing. My check-in date is this day and my checkout date is this day, all right? And then if you have more cities, they give you an option to click a plus sign at the bottom right corner, where like here, where you can then say, I am also going to Shenzhen. Then you put in the details and so forth. Then the date of departure, this is when you're leaving China. So you can say the last day that your flight ticket, your exit ticket on your return flight with Emirates or Etihad or whomever you're flying with is on. You're going to put that date in here and you're going to say which airport. Now, bear in mind, it doesn't matter if you're flying out of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is available as an option for you to fly out of. So you can put Hong Kong in there as well, okay? Then they're going to ask you details about your parents, okay? They're going to ask your mom and your dad details, and they're going to ask you, do your parents live in China? Yes or no? If they're living there, you put it in, you'll get more questions. Of course, I don't have my parents living in China. They live in South Africa. So I clicked no, and that was it. It was done. Travel companions, obviously I'm traveling with my husband, so my spouse's details went in, my daughter's details went in. You're going to put in the details of the people that's traveling with you. Then we get to the multi-questions, past travel information, where they'll ask you, have you been in China before? Have you been issued a visa? Have you been declined a visa before? All those type of details. So you read it and you answer pertaining to what is relevant to you. At the end, you'll go and you'll sign it and do a declaration, and you will get taken to a last page, which is going to ask you about payment methods. You're going to click normal if you're doing a normal visa. You then Okay, so you're going to click normal if you're doing a normal visa on that final page, and then you're going to also click if you want it to be in a fast VIP, 3 days, 2 days, 7 days, that type of thing. You're going to pick up where you're going to collect. There is only one option. You have to pick up at the visa station. So Cape Town's one is a satellite visa service center in Century City. And then Johannesburg is one of the big ones. So if you want an express, there has been some communication available as well online where they say, rather than go to Johannesburg, because Cape Town will send your documents to Johannesburg. Johannesburg will send your documents back to Cape Town, and then, so to avoid all the back and forth, it is best to then just go straight to Johannesburg. That, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. Once I go to the embassy next week, I will advise you on any further information and detail that I've obviously been enlightened to speaking to the clerks at the agency. Okay. And then the last thing is payment gets made at the center and not on the site. So you're going to click, then it says payment gets made at the center. It's about 1,105 Rand per person. Doesn't matter if it's a minor, if it is a normal visa to be collected by the embassy, with no like express or VIP 3 to 5 days or stuff like that. So just be mindful of that. It's going to be like that. All right. So I hope that this has been helpful. Please comment if you have any questions. If I went too fast with anything, then I can just give you some advice and let you know on what else you need to know. But I will do some footage for you from the embassy, specifically when I arrive there. And then I don't think I'll be able to record inside, security and whatever. But perhaps from the outside, give you some context, and then tell you how it went down and what happened when I was there, biometrics and all that kind of things, okay? And then also, I will put a list at the end here of the documentation that you would need to take along with you once you've been approved. It's usually an original and a copy, and the copies, it's better to have it certified. That's just very important to know. But I will make a list and it will pop up. It will pop up here on the screen. Have a look. You can take a screenshot. You can save it so that you know exactly what paperwork you need to take with when you go to the embassy. Okay. If you have any other questions, please, by all means, I will be doing quite a few of these. I will do the UAE, the United Arab Emirates visa for you as well, to help you out there. That one I'm very averse with. I've done it multiple times, so I can give you some nice context there. For Hong Kong, we're not requiring a visa. We are South African. So for 30 days or less, there's no visa requirement. There might be a VOA requirement, but I'll do a separate video on that just to give you some context. And then, yeah, if you like the content that I'm supplying and you like the information and the tips that I'm giving you, please subscribe to my channel so that I can keep you in the loop with any country that I'm going to. I do have quite a bit of travel plans in the forthcoming future. So I would love to have you guys involved. And for some of them, I'm going to create itineraries where you can even come with me if you want to. That's up to you. But yeah, so subscribe to my channel, like this video if you like it, share it, and if you know of any people that are interested in seeing this type of content, please also send the link to them and let them also subscribe. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good day.